Hello, everybody. Good morning to you. How are you? And happy Halloween. Hope you guys are having a great morning. It is a beautiful morning here in New Mexico. It's really, really cold. The weather was beautiful and warm for a long time, and then it just went cold all of a sudden. But when you live in the Southwest or the Northwest, that tends to happen sometimes. So, the beautiful, the talented, the gifted Neo Tarot did a tarot reading on French Fry Girl and Foodie Beauty. And I watched it and it was incredibly interesting, really insightful. Love the reading, Neo. Always love your readings on Girl World and all of your readings in general. For those who are not familiar with Neo Tarot, she's got a wonderful channel. She does readings on Girl World, on singers, actresses, actors, even interesting places. So, for those of you just joining my channel, I recommend that you check out Neo Tarot if you do like tarot readings, because I'm going to react to her reading today. Please look down below in the description for a link to the original video so you can check out the rest of her channel. So I'm going to give my thoughts to the tarot reading and things that I'm picking up, and I hope that you guys enjoy the react. So how about we just get started? All right. And also I'd like to add that for those of you that are needing personal readings, Neo Tarot does personal readings as well, if you want insight for yourself. So how about we just get started with this reading and see what Neo Tarot can tell us about what's going on with FFG and Foodie. Let's go.
Right in the shadow complex. I'm done with work. Can we meet up? I'll see you in court. So there's a lot of things that she's hiding and or again keeping secret when it comes to him. Rigged games. How does Jay-Z currently feel about Beyonce? All right, let's get into this intuitive reading.
Man, right out of the gate, first card down, the Swamp Angel card. And when I was watching this reading, Nero, the first impressions I got of that card was, I'm laughing, girl. I am laughing because I think the Swamp Angel card goes both ways. That's how they feel about each other, that they are mosquitoes flying around each other's head and they are just trying to swat at each other. I'm laughing just because the visualization, like they see each other as pests, as nuisances, and just trying to swat at each other. But that's how they feel about one another. And I kept getting I keep focusing on the fly swatter, like just swatting at each other, like, I got you, or they're trying to get at each other. The way they antagonize each other, it's a sight to see. But let's keep going.
Reading this intuitive message, this tarot card reading, tarot card message. Hey, Rose, for
Hey, girl.
Foodie Beauty and FFG. I believe y'all said her name was Ann. Let me make sure, because y'all know I don't know. Now, I pushed this one up to the front because I was like, I feel like y'all been asking for this reading for a minute. Okay, Spirit says stop shuffling. Okay, so this reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes. Sometimes the tea is hot, sometimes it's not. You gotta watch the video to the end to determine for yourself. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're always here, welcome back, friend. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. So when it comes to FFG and Foodie, one or both of them puts a bad taste in the other person's mouth. It's a nuisance, okay? They could live near a body of water and or not. But this is a nuisance.
I I heard that FFG lives near a body of water.
Provocation, gossip, hassle, freeloading, and an opportunist seeking. Okay, this is an opportunity and an opportunist. Okay, so Spirit is also acknowledging and just coming to me in this download that flies are extremely annoying, but there's this layered meaning to a fly, and it's that this person is talking about you. So when you see flies, or this is just something that we.
The interesting thing, like Spirit is telling me where FFG looks at Chantal as a fly. Just a fly flying around her head. Nothing that'll cause too many problems. She's just a fly flying around her head. Foodie has a different view. She looks at FFG as a mosquito. You're a bloodsucker. You're sucking the blood out of me. So where one has this point of view of, you're an annoyance. You're an annoyance, but you're not that big of a deal. You can't hurt me. The other one views her in a much different light, a much more damaging light. You're a bloodsucker. You're a parasite. Ah! You know, they see each other, I feel, in different ways. That's what Spirit is telling me. That FFG looks at Foodie and the point of view is, you can't hurt me. You can annoy me, but you can't hurt me. And Chantal sees her as a much bigger pest. One that's taken the blood out of her and you're hurting me. And those two.
We say in my family, when you see flies, someone's talking about you. Okay. We say flies, flies. I do despise.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But anyway, Spirit is also acknowledging when it comes to this big heart, they are a nuisance. Were they once friends? Were they once like cool? I don't know. But Spirit is acknowledging that they feel like, bless your heart. Like, could you really be that stupid? Could you really be that slow? That one's heart is filled with friendship, appreciation, devotion, worthiness, caring, playful, teasing. Now, I don't know what kind of weight FFG has. Is FFG a curvy person? I don't know why, but Spirit is acknowledging this person could be curvy as well. Spirit is also acknowledging that heart issues, this energy of heart, dealing with the heart, matters of the heart, is not intended for one person. Both people could be having some heart issues.
Well, you've said in your previous readings, Neil, you picked up on the fact that Foodie, she has heart issues. She does have issues of the heart. Chantal has disclosed recently that she's got a heart arrhythmia. She has a heart murmur, which that's a heart issue. So she's also said, can confirm, that she has an enlarged heart. So she has an enlarged heart, and there's also the issue of a heart arrhythmia, heart murmur. For FFG, I believe with the matters of the heart would pertain to something that happened to her a while ago. Like her mother passed away, unfortunately. That's a serious matter of the heart. So they both have heart issues, just in different respects, much different respects.
Pay attention to that. But these two are karmic.
Ooh.
There's karmic debt, karmic contracts. I don't know if you guys believe in lifetimes, but this is not the first time these two have had issues in another lifetime. Spirit is acknowledging this is a contract. And so the contract needs to be null and voided. This contract needs to be ripped. Thank you, Spirit. This contract, there needs to be some kind of burning of the connection. Does that make sense? There is a bridge here, and it needs to be destroyed. Spirit is acknowledging clear, cancel, and release, so that you don't have to deal with this energy again if you choose to reincarnate again. And
when you came to this part of the reading, Neo, when you were talking about this is a karmic contract. This is a karmic connection. I was surprised that came up, but then again, I'm not surprised. It didn't surprise me that much. It was a surprise for like half a second. But after the half a second, I was like, it makes sense. It does make perfect sense. You're a spiritual person. In the universe, there always has to be a balance. There always has to be a balance in things. And I believe for Foodie putting all kinds of negative energy out there in the world, there has to be a counterbalance, to keep both sides equal. And of everybody in girl world that Chantal deals with, nobody gets under her skin more than FFG. Nobody. No one. Like, they go at each other, but there's no one in girl world that affects her more than Frenchie, FFG. So to find out that maybe they are karmic partners of some sort, not really that much of a surprise. It does make sense.
And that's just a download. If you're into it, cool. If you're not, oh well, like, it's cool. It's not a big deal. Like, keep it moving. Anyway, but it's being communicated in the area of passion, be that passion for romance and or passion for business. It does affect the heart chakra. The heart chakra keeps coming up. And there's imbalances in the heart chakra, which creates delays in the other chakras.
And I keep getting a picture, Neil, like looking at that card, the Stomping Grounds card. The person is standing in the water with a pair of boots on. I keep getting a picture of the person who has the boots on just trying to stomp at the water sign. But you can sit there and stomp in water all you want. You're not really hurting the water, are you? You're just making a mess with the water. You're trying to stomp on the water, trying to hurt it, trying to do something to it. And the water may splash around, but then it goes right back to where it was. And that is so symbolic of the this relationship, if you will, between FFG and Foodie. Like, Foodie is walking on the water, stomping at it, like stomping her foot, stomping her feet, stomping, trying to hurt the water. And the water splashes, but then it goes right back to normal. Just stomping on that water. I'm going to crush you beneath my feet. But the water doesn't get hurt.
And we do see a water sign and or emotional. We see reflection here. How do you take accountability and responsibility for your actions when it comes to the other person? So let's dive a little bit deeper. How does Foodie currently see FFG? I believe you guys said her name is Anne. Okay. She's acknowledging that she's made it through. Like, I've gone through that and I've grown through that with this person. Thank God. But she also is acknowledging that this is someone who was once loyal. And so this is why I'm asking again, were they once friends? Were they once colleagues? Were they once like cool? Okay. Anyway,
I can maybe shed a little bit of light on that. I don't think they were ever friends. I really don't think they were ever friends. There was a moment where FFG reached out to Chantal out of concern. Because at that time, and this happened a while ago, Chantal was online claiming to be a victim of DV, domestic violence. She was coming online saying a bunch of things that were getting a lot of people very concerned for her welfare, very concerned. Coming home, coming online for hours, saying that the person that she was involved with, Natter, that he was scary, he had the black-eyed rage, that he struck her so hard that she saw stars. And anyone who's ever gone through DV or known someone who's gone through DV knows how scary and dangerous a situation like that can get within mere seconds. And FFG is someone, she went through a really extreme, dangerous DV situation. I believe the person who was responsible, he ended up going to jail. She suffered injuries as a result. Because of what Frenchie had been through, knowing how dangerous a DV situation can get, she reached out to Chantal to warn her. saying to her, like, you're playing with fire. Like, this is nothing to play around with. This is not a joke. And how did Chantal repay that moment of someone else being concerned? She turned it around and betrayed her. It was in that moment, not a YouTuber reaching out to another YouTuber that they react to and making contact. In that moment, it was just one woman who has been through an abusive situation reaching out to another woman who's claiming that she's also going through an abusive situation and urging them to end it and to get out before something potentially lethal happens. That's what that was. I understood in that moment why FFG reached out to Foodie, what the motivation was. I understood it then. I understood it now. DV is nothing to play with. It is nothing to play with. Foodie turned around and basically, in essence, spit it on in her face. So even for those on my channel, there may be some of you that enjoy FFG's content. There may be some of you that are not fans of hers. Just understand that in that moment, it wasn't about YouTube. It wasn't about views or content or anything else. It was just one woman who's been through a traumatic situation, a dangerous situation that could have ended her life had it gone too far. Reaching out to another woman and saying, this is nothing to play around with, and you're playing with fire, and you need to walk away from the fire before it gets too much. And it can get too much real fast. Real fast.
You see, the dog makes me feel like loyalty. So we were once cool, we were once loyal, but we are no longer. Now I'm yelling out, crying out, barking at the universe. I'm mad. I'm angry, affecting the heart chakra. Dead end, stalemate, not now. Lack of clarity, perspective shift is needed. Okay, and so then we again get this pouncing. Did she pounce on FFG? And I'm only asking for clarity because I don't know. But anyway, doing what the heart wants. The heart wants what the heart wants. Sexual sacral energy pouncing on someone else, unbeknownst to them. Go get it. Required an inspired action now. What's the time? Readiness. I should have walked away from this a long time ago. I'm in the area of business or passion with kiss my grits. No, thank you. Walk away. Refusal. Know your worth. Self-respect and strength when it comes to FFG. Okay, more. All right, so FFG, how does she feel about Foodie?
Like Foodie tries so hard to hurt FFG. But one thing she's not understanding is that Frenchie has a strength that Chantal doesn't have right now and probably has never had. Because Frenchie is a survivor and you can't judge that kind of strength. You just can't. It comes from within, from going through things, learning from things, becoming more wise, becoming more inwardly strong. Chantal at this moment doesn't have that strength. And she's just not getting it through her head. She just can't hurt Frenchie. No matter what she does, no matter what she says, no matter how mad Frenchie makes her, she can't hurt her.
Current energy. She's acknowledging that Foodie is into Hollyweird. She's trying to gain some type of notoriety and or validation. There's everyday magic, acknowledging that there is magic being done here and or practiced here.
Neo, every time that you do a reading now on Foodie, that comes up a lot. That Foodie is messing with something. What she's messing with, I can't say. But the last reading you did involving Chantal, you mentioned that she's doing some stuff, perhaps involving other people's hair. Girl, she needs to leave that alone. How can you tap into the spiritual world and almost demand that it give you something when you don't have respect for it? You're not learned on it. How can you expect a higher power to give you something if you're not tapped into your higher self? But she just keeps playing around with things, looking for quick fixes and quick solutions to problems going on around her versus in putting into work. But if Chantal's playing with that brouhaha, she needs to quit. Because all that's doing is, I feel, Neo, that not only is she physically tired, but spiritually empty as well. Like that's a whole different kind of exhaustion, like a whole different kind of empty. And I think Chantal is empty that way. Like she keeps trying to reach inside and pull energy out of that battery, and there's nothing there. You know, she's doing it for the purpose of getting things done or getting things accomplished versus taking the right path. She keeps taking the wrong path. And not only do things not work, it comes back on her. Like she's just thank you, Spirit. Spirit is telling me she's writing checks that bounce. And you know about bounce checks. There's always those doggone fees that come, like the withdrawal fees and all that. Like the there's so many fees backing up. Her account is remaining in the red. And as long as she keeps doing what she's doing, it's going to stay in the red. And yet she's just not learning. Leave that stuff alone.
Manipulation, manifestation, okay? Seeking some type of simple pleasure, a wonder, and a secret wish. She feels like Foodie Beauty tries to do something over and over and over again. Cats have 9 lives, not listening to her higher intuitive self, but seeking breakthrough, solution, originality, receptivity, and faith. She's also acknowledging that she needs to focus forward, like move on over there, move along, move down yonder.
I'm looking at this card. And this is what I'm feeling, Neo. Looking at the two pictures, you got the grassy hill countryside on one side, you got the cold mountains on the other. I think that is so symbolic of what's going on right now between those two. You know, like the grassy side, I feel represents FFG. There is growth there. There is potential. There's stuff growing. There's things happening. Versus the cold mountains in the distance, like you got these sharp rocky peaks, you've got the snow, you've got the clouds. There's nothing growing on that side. It's just, I keep feeling barren rock of just nothingness. So you got these two things that are close together, but they're vastly different. There's growth going on one side, and there's nothing growing on the other side. I think that is highly symbolic of those two.
But facing forward, there are mountains that she's going to have to climb, and she's just acknowledging, like, yeah, we're gonna still talk about your mountains because the mountains are blue. It makes me feel like communication. Focus forward, anticipation, keep your eyes on the prize, but know that your choices have consequences. Good choices equal good karma, bad choices equal bad karma. When it comes to Foodie, Beauty, and FFG, isolation and lonely, there's a tendency to push people away by isolating yourself from uncomfortable situations. Look into new ways to break down the walls to create better ways to connect with others. Don't keep your light to yourself. Open up to share. So there's this energy of isolation when it comes to them. On one end or both feels very isolated by the other, but there's this, you're going to have to seriously let me know, because there's this energy of pushing someone away. So is someone once close to you? Were you at one time communicating? Were you at one time connected? How does FFG feel about Foodie? She feels like she's spiraling. And that there's something that's going to be revealed. There's something that's going to be coming out of the shell. Thank you, Spirit. She also feels like there's a new day beginning for Foodie. And this new day is going to bring light to how she was misled by false signals, and that she needs to steer clear. She feels like she knows her, like she sees. And she's like, she sees that what she isn't real.
See, that's one of the things that Chantal hates. about Frenchie. Frenchie can see right through her. She hates that. She hates that Frenchie can call her out on her BS, but that Frenchie sees right through her because she does. And not only does she see right through her, like she will just shoot straight from the hip and tell her what she thinks and what's going on. And she doesn't like that either. Chantal is someone that she lies all the time, Neo. She lies to people in her personal life. She lies to people online. She even lies to herself. She tells lies to herself. And what is the counterbalance to lies? The counterbalance is truth. And a person who's on the lie side of the fence will always hate and despise something or someone who's on the truth side of the fence. You know, the virus does not like the antivirus. So I believe Frenchie does see Chantal for what she is, and that she's living in a bunch of lies and delusion, and like that's part of what makes them mortal enemies.
And she sees like what you're doing. She has a deeper eye into Foodie Beauty. Okay, thank you, Spirit. How does Foodie Beauty feel about FFG? Foodie Beauty feels like she's come back to bite her in the ass, that she has a bitter taste about her. Things go sour when it comes to her. She feels like she's subconsciously trying to reach her goals by being a thorn in her side.
So I'm so sorry, Neo. So little information for you. Frenchie, FFG, has gone on record saying that the money she's making reacting as Chantal, she's using to buy a house. I don't know if when that's going to happen, but the money that Frenchie makes reacting to Chantal, she's using to buy her own house. So the picture that I see of the people at the top of the mountain, perhaps that might pertain to that, like reaching the top of the mountain, like I've arrived at my goal. Another reason why Chantal hates French Fry Girl. Frenchie sets a goal and she goes for the goal and she meets the goal. Like she's very motivated, is Frenchie. Very, very motivated. Where Chantal she's got the motivation and she's got the determination and the ambition, but she uses those things for the wrong reasons in the wrong ways. So seeing somebody, the complete opposite of herself, achieve things that she only talks about, but she never really achieves, again, this adds to the layer of what's the word I'm looking for? It adds to the aggravation. When you're someone, you talk about things, you're always talking about things outwardly, verbally, daydreaming. Oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And to see somebody that you don't like actually get things done, it's a thorn in their side. But yeah, Frenchie does leave a sour taste in her mouth.
By biting her in the ass. I'm trying. Okay. She feels like she creates emotion for her, and she's emotional, and or could be a water sign, but she's going with the flow. But there is a current. There is a current when it comes to her.
Yep. Where Frenchie has a current, there are waves in that ocean. The water is moving. Chantal is a puddle. The water is still. It doesn't move. There's nothing in the puddle. There's nothing making it move. What's weird about Foodie and Frenchie is that Chantal goes out of her way to get Frenchie's attention. She watches her online. Recently, Frenchie went on another platform to stream, and Chantal followed her there. Went out of her way to follow her there and watch her. So it's a strange position, like strange positioning here. Of you got a person, Foodie, who's saying, I don't like this person, I despise this person. Yet every time they go online, they watch everything they do. They watch everything they say. They've got eyes on Twitter watching what they say. And if that person, meaning Frenchie, turns away from Chantal, Foodie, will do things to get the attention back on her. So it's like, there seems to be like a love-hate relationship of sorts. Like, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, but don't stop watching me and don't stop talking about me. I don't want you to stop talking about me. I want you to keep focused on me. I want you to keep talking about me. Just Chantal can't make up her mind.
FFG and Foodie. Somebody's protecting their nest egg. 22 is significant. 4 is significant. Intention. Your objectives will be fulfilled at this time. Inspired intentions are like magic arrows shot into the sky. The universe is bringing you a gift, showing you that you're hitting your mark. Recognize that you're not the one who has to do all the work. However, others can help co-create your reality. You connect to the power of your intention, sending it out into the field, then allow for synchronicities to work its magic. Third time we hear about magic. Perhaps good intentions of others will inspire you to send out beautiful ones of your own. Own the life you want to lead and live deliberately with clarity and detachment. So there's an intention that they have over each other, putting information out around each other. They are very intentional when it comes to the other. But there's also this energy of protecting one's nest egg. But then we have the wise owl here as well, very wise about the other, knowing a lot about the other, being very intentional when it comes to the other. What's the tea between FFG and Foodie? Somebody is clout hungry, says anything, does anything, makes shit up. There's bad karma on this energy with these two. And someone is waiting, watching the clock tick. How does Foodie Beauty feel about FFG? She's got nightmares, insomnia, anxiety, unable to sleep, sees things under eye bags. She's dirt digging, looking up dirt on her, and or vice versa. And the dirt that they're looking up, or she's looking up on her, she feels like FFG is looking up on her, is about her romantic love affair, her sex fix, her secret lover, her fuck buddy.
Well. Chantal recently said some pretty deplorable things regarding the deceased mother of Frenchie. Like, she went way, way below the belt. Almost at the exact same time period where Frenchie lost her mom. I've heard that when all the low blows were coming in, it was almost a year that Frenchie's mom passed away unexpectedly and unfortunately. And Frenchie has said, like, this ain't over. This ain't over. So if Chantal is having nightmares, she can't sleep, she might be wondering, like, I ran my mouth. I went as low as I could possibly go. What's going to be the backlash to this? Frenchie is someone that she doesn't do things in haste or stupidly. She thinks about what she's going to do. And the thinking is Chantal's nightmare. The planning is Chantal's nightmare because she's sitting up at night waiting for the other shoe to drop, does not know what form it's going to take or when it's going to happen. But this is what happens when you are like someone like Chantal and you do things in haste. You run your mouth. You're trying to run from the consequences, but you don't know what form they're going to take. So you're restless. You are irritated. You're scared. You're afraid. But who put all of that in play in the first place? You, Chantal, you did. You're over there playing checkers. FFG plays chess. You are out of your league, and yet you keep poking the bear. You're doing it for fun. You're doing it for attention. You're doing it for views. you really shouldn't poke the bear with a stick. Because the bear might look at you and give the bombastic side eye a couple of times, but there might be a moment it actually gets up all of a sudden and does something.
Okay. Spirit said that there is an offer. What's the offer? What did she offer you? Okay. What did she offer FFG? Did she try to offer her something? Okay, FFG. And what's the tea when it comes to Foodie? She feels like Foodie is a forcer. She forces things on people and or her, forces her way in, uses force to get what she wants. She feels like Foodie has family issues, and she feels like Foodie is kissing ass.
Well, Chantal is a forcer. That's the way she's always been. She's always trying to force her way into things and force her way into people's lives. Just smashing a hole through the wall versus walking to the side of the wall where there's a door and knocking politely. Can I come in? Is it okay if I come in? Are you going to allow me in? No, that's not the way she is. She's all about the forcing. Oh, there's a guy that I like and he doesn't like me. Well, let me just force my way in with the money. And once I get in, I'm going to take a seat on the couch and not move. Even if they want me to leave, I'm going to stay. It was that way with Natter. It was that way with Pete's. It was that way with everybody. Like she just forces her way in versus letting how things are supposed to happen, which is naturally.
She feels like Foodie is sad, crying, hurt, and upset, that she's always ghosting in and out, doing things, that she's directionless, doesn't have a car, or doesn't know which way to go. How does Foodie see FFG? How does Foodie see FFG? Spirit says in the middle of the deck. Thank you. The Soul Tribe in reverse. Alienation, isolation. Second time we hear isolation. Standing alone, rivalry, traitor, separation, schism, fake friends, not fitting in, differences, lack of togetherness, lack of support, conflict, looking for love in all the wrong places. Where they from? Sound like a broken record.
No, I keep hearing in my mind, Spirit is saying, there have been moments where Foodie wished that FFG could be her friend. For the simple fact that Frenchie is very fierce. She's very strong. Chantal doesn't have any kind of strength. So she recognizes that Frenchie is a very strong person, a very fierce person. And, she's a narcissist. And she's always looking around for people that are resourceful, that are strong, that have something to offer. And she recognizes the strength of FFG. And I feel like I keep hearing, like, I wish you were my friend. I wish I had that on my side. It's not a matter of admiring FFG and wanting true friendship. It's a matter of, I admire this person's strength. They have so much. They have so much more than me. I wish that this person was on my side so I can benefit from their strength. So I can tap into it. But it's not on her side. It'll never be on her side. But just recognizing the strength of the other person and wanting to benefit off of it. It's the way she's always treated people. Like narcs, manipulative, abusive, controlling people. They're always looking for people they can add around them to benefit them in some way.
Were they friends?
No.
How does FFG see Foodie? I know. She sees her as the vision in reverse. Unclear thoughts, illusion, lack mindset, underachiever, sight issues, spy, hallucination, struggle, boredom, repetition, wanderer, unattainable goals. All right. FFG and Foodie. Somebody is very efficient and trying to get the coin, but also trying to bring balance to their heart chakra, having their boundaries up, their walls up. Very intentional about that when it comes to the other. With the Three of Cups, Spirit is also acknowledging subconsciously this is because there's an affair. Three is a crowd, stifled energy. There's no celebration when it comes to these two. There's no going out, none of that.
No.
But again, it's very expository. Three's a crowd, an affair. When it comes to these two, Spirit is also acknowledging that there is a crossroad. There's an indecision. At the heart, someone wants peace. I do see water, be that this is a water sign and or could be emotional. I do see mountains in the background, but there's indecision. There's delay. There's a stalemate. Second time we hear stalemate. There's like a truce. We're not going to be friends, bruh. Like, ever again.
I feel like the person who was efficient with the coin, that is definitely Frenchie over Chantal. Chantal has never been efficient or smart with her money. Perhaps if there is a truce that is wished, I'm feeling as it's coming from Chantal. And I think she's only calling for the truce because she knows she said way too much in regards to Frenchie's mom, attacking her on that level, being absolutely cruel and evil with her words, saying things like, your mom is worm food now. Yeah, Neo, she said that about Frenchie's mom. And saying she's dead, like it doesn't matter. Just saying very cruel, crude, nasty things. Going low, low, low. And if she wants that truce, is because she ran her mouth. She did it for attention. She did it to try to hurt her with the most awful thing possible. And now she's perhaps wanting a truce because she knows she's messing with somebody who's got a temper. Yeah, Frenchie's got a temper and loves her family. And the one thing you don't mess with is somebody's family. So maybe Chantal's way of running from consequences, like she did all that damage. She picked up a sword and she ran into the battlefield and tried to get some cuts in. And now she's running off the battlefield, trying to run from the other side of it. Like, again, this is a pattern with Chantal. I'm going to do damage. I'm going to cause hurt and I'm going to cause misery, but I don't want the backlash of that. I don't want to pay the dues. I don't want to pay the bill at the end of the night. And I don't think it's going to work in this instance.
How does FFG feel about Foodie? Were they friends? FFG feels like Foodie needs to make better choices. It has something to do with her relationship. I don't know if they had a relationship at one point, but she's like, focus on your choices. She's also acknowledging that Foodie is dealing with isolation because of her choices. And it's not what someone else has done to her. It's what she has done to herself.
Right.
This is self-imprisonment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is
what an awesome thing to say, Neo. You nailed it. This is self-imprisonment. She put herself in solitary confinement with her choices. And I think that burns her up. That as much as she wants to blame everybody else for her misery, for her sadness, for her loneliness, for her unhappiness, she absolutely cannot do that. She can't look at anybody else and say, it's your fault. You did this. She did it to herself. She will never admit that to herself, that she was the one who started everything and she's got to be the one to finish it. That if she's made bad choices, the only way out is to make good choices. If you make a bad choice, it's there's To describe it, it's like bad credit. You know, you have bad credit. How do you fix that? You do things to give yourself good credit. But the more bad choices you make, the more in the red you are, and the longer it's going to take to fix it. So right now, Chantal is way, way in the red. And I'm not just talking about money. Like, she's got some money issues going on, serious money issues, but she is in debt with her health, with her money, with her life. Even her level of happiness is in debt because there is none, girl. There is none. There's no happiness to be had. There's not even a little bit of happiness stashed in a pickle jar in her bedroom, hidden in a corner. That jar is empty. She's empty and in debt spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Like, there is nowhere that she can look around where there's an abundance of anything. Everything, every part of her life, inside and out, void of happiness. And it's all due to her self-imprisonment because she was chasing a fantasy life, hooking up with a guy that essentially, you know, the old game that we used to play as kids, playing house. You be the mommy, I be the daddy. You're role playing. You're role playing being adults. Well, she's doing the grown-up version where she's an adult now, but she's still playing that childish game of playing house. I'll be the wife, you be the husband, but it's all make-believe. And if it's make-believe, there is no true, honest, sustainable happiness there. It's just an illusion. It's a mirage. You know, you see a mirage in the desert, it looks like there's something there, but once you go walking up on it, it disappears. She's always chasing after the illusions, the dreams, and the mirages versus, let me just build something I can touch, something I can count on, something that I know is there. Because that takes work. She'll do anything that doesn't have to do with work. Dreaming is easy. Fantasizing is easy. You come up with an idea in your head and it stays there. It only becomes reality when you take it out of your head and you put it into play. So she is a prisoner of her own making. She created the jail cell. She created the conditions. She created that solitary confinement. And even after 2+ years in Kuwait, she just doesn't understand that if she built the jail cell that she's in, she's had a key in her hand the whole time to let herself out.
Self-imposed restriction with the Eight of Swords, okay? And she needs to walk away. With the Eight of Cups in reverse, Pisces energy, creating emotion, anxiety. How does Foodie feel about FFG? And she feels like she has a lot of ideas and a lot of power and a lot of potential. Like, she's got the power with the Ace of Wands, but she feels like this power is self-imposed restriction as well. You're very restricted in your thoughts because you feel so powerful. And she feels like she's isolated as well because she's so powerful. Interesting take. She's also acknowledging that she is getting a lot of money. She has a little inheritance due to the work that she's doing. The fire in her belly to do what she wants to do, how she wants to do it. But there's wealth in the middle, like she's just getting a coin. But Spirit wants me to go back and talk about this power and how this power, Foodie feels, is also restricting her and keeping her very imprisoned. What power? Power in what way? Okay, Spirit's in the area of business, but also in the area of pleasure. Power, fire sign energy. Okay. Spirit says, okay. So she feels very restricted because she's only thinking about one thing. And this could include an air sign, but she's like, you're powerful, but your thoughts are just on one subject matter. You can't move away from that subject matter. Thank you, Spirit. And Spirit is,
But so again, I'm so sorry, Neo. I don't like to interrupt you. I feel that Chantal is jealous of that power. She's jealous of the determination and the ambition and taking it into different directions. Because Chantal has no direction. None. So it's like there's Chantal wants to be powerful. She wants to have power. She could have power. Like we all have power. We all have a power within us to do whatever it is we want. But Chantal, I keep seeing a picture of Chantal looking in the mirror. Looking at when she looks at Frenchie, when she watches Frenchie, when she's watching her, she watches her a lot. I feel like she's seeing an example of what you can do when you take whatever it is you have about yourself and you apply it in a different way, in a better way. She sees an example of that. And yet she won't take what she sees and apply it to herself. She's just watching somebody else do things, and that's not inspiring her to also do things. Like, look at this person. They have this channel. They're highly successful. They're making money the way that I used to, but they've got this drive and they got this ambition and they got this strength, and they're taking these things and they're running with it. And I'm over here. I'm not running. I'm not even walking. I'm sitting still. I'm sitting still. Therefore, I only have access to certain things. Whereas they're taking these things and they're going a different route. So she's seeing this outside reflection with another person and a different life. Chantal dreams all the time about what she can do and where she's going to go. And yet she doesn't move. She will not move. She will not see someone else with a fire in their belly and say, you know what, maybe I need to grab a lighter and relight my fire and get it going. There's a lot of envy, jealousy, bitterness. I feel a lot of bitterness, sourness. It's a strange thing between those two. Really strange. I hate you, but in a sense, I wish to be you. I wish I were more healthy. I wish that I could walk around and do things. I wish that I had the money. I wish that I had the success. And yet you're not going to go get up and go get it. Let me just back up a little bit. Here we go.
you're powerful, but your thoughts are just on one subject matter. You can't move away from that subject matter. Thank you, Spirit. And Spirit is also acknowledging this power makes her feel very victorious. She has a lot of public recognition because of her power, because of her thoughts, because of her creation, her inspiration. Okay, to others. Others are very supportive of her. She feels very self-confident. She being FFG, and Foodie is acknowledging this, but she's acknowledging also that you're making money off of this, right? But this is very restrictive because your thoughts don't expand. You're one-sided in your view. Okay. And this one leaves someone stuck in the cold, leaves someone out in the cold, leaves someone feeling very insecure and having to deal with financial loss and worry. She has the money, but in all actuality, it's very perplexed because someone else is out in the cold because she has the money. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I sure do. Chantal makes the content on YouTube that she does. And yet she is not the greatest benefactor of that content. The biggest benefactor is French Fry Girl, FFG. FFG makes more money off of Chantal's content than Chantal does. Chantal used to make a lot of money with her content to the point where it made her extremely rude and arrogant. And then everything just took a nosedive. took a complete nosedive. So with the Five of Pentacles, one person is making all the money. And I feel like Chantal is outside that window saying, "What about me?" Like, it makes her head spin around to think about, I'm the one that makes the content, and yet somebody else is making much more money and getting more attention and more subscribers than I am. This is so backwards. But that's just the way it is. And she's just not getting it. One person has the fire in her belly and is determined and entertaining, and the other person is not. But it makes Chantal's head spin all the way around, over and over and over again. Like I should be getting that money. I'm the one making the content. Why is somebody who's reacting to me doing better than I am? It spins her head all the way around. She just can't get over it.
And this someone could very well be Foodie. All right, sending them love and light. What's next? Thank you. Greed, materialism, self-projection. Someone is still, regardless of the fact that someone... Let's just be honest, okay?
I'm sorry, Neo. So I'm looking at these two cards. And you mentioned earlier in the reading about there's like a karmic contract of sorts with the both of them. Like there's some kind of, they're karmic partners of sorts. And I'm looking at these two cards next to each other. Talk about opposites attract. Talk about one side and the other so close together. So you've got the Four of Pentacles in reverse, and then you've got the Knight of Pentacles on the other side. So I feel like the Four of Pentacles, that represents Chantal. I'm also taking note of the background, like that whole picture is so symbolic. There's so many symbols poking out at me right now. You've got it looks like a house. It might be a castle. The castle is upside down. It is not right side up. So the house is upside down. All the arrows are pointing down from the house here. Like instead of pointing up, they're pointing down. The money is also upside down. Like everything on Chantal's side is upside down. I'm also taking note how the sky looks very, very dark. Like the background is very, very dark. There's a sense I'm feeling like everything is overcast. There's no clouds, but it's just a sense of overcast, a sense of dreariness and not doom, like a sense of gloom. And the other side, the Knight of Pentacles, which I feel represents FFG, like there's a bright blue sky. And there's the Knight on the horse. And the Knight is holding the pentacle, and the horse, I keep focusing on the horse's leg is pointed up like it's ready to go. It is ready to go. It's can we go now? Can we go now? Like I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go places. I'm ready to do things. Let's just go. And that is such a perfect picture of the two of them, that one is got the pentacles around them, but there's a sense of holding on to the money, holding on to it, like holding, but the house is upside down. And there's this feeling of overcast gloom going on versus FFG. You got this bright blue sky. You've got the Knight. The Knight is ready to go into battle, but they're also making the money. They're on the horse. The horse is ready to go. What a perfect picture of those two.
These people are making money off of each other. I don't know what's happening here, but somebody's making money off of the other. And so that's just simple. And they're focusing on greed and materialism and self-protection. Like, I'm going to protect myself, but I'm also going to get this bag, because they're armored. They're ready for the war. They're ready for battle. But they got this coin. They're like, look, I'm coming towards the coin, and I'm coming towards your ass.
Yeah, but look who has the most armor on. FFG. FFG's got a full suit of armor. Chantal, not so much. Not so much.
Okay. Crazy. And that's what the page Knight of Pentacles, excuse me. But there's still something that's very avoided here. There's some avoidance of disaster, and that's the Tower moment in the Tower card in reverse. Avoiding disaster. Why? Why are we avoiding disaster? What are we avoiding exactly? Thank you, Spirit. Some type of childhood memory or innocence, some type of connection from the past, needing to heal a childhood wound. One or both of them is very overly emotional, malicious, and cold-hearted towards the other with the Queen of Swords. But there's some type of past connection between these two. Spirit just keeps saying that. Okay? And with the Seven of Swords in reverse, this creates mental challenges, and someone has broken free. So were y'all cool, and then y'all kind of like fell out, and then somebody was like, I'm about to read you. I'm about to read you. Because I'm free of you. I'm free from you. And I'm not held by you no more.
Well, Chantal, she's talked about Frenchie's mother more than once. And all kinds of other things relating to her pets, relating to her life. And Chantal just tries to keep hurting Frenchie. And I think that applies to Frenchie. Where Frenchie's just like, I'm done with being affected by you. You can't hurt me anymore. I'm free of that. And because I'm free of that, I'm about to give you the reading of a lifetime.
Whatever is out is out. I don't have any secrets. I'm free. Mm-hmm. You created a lot of mental health challenges for me. What? Okay. This reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes. Now we sit back and let the universe do what the universe does.
What an amazing reading, Neo. Absolutely amazing. And thank you so much for posting that reading, because it's always a joy to react to you and give my thoughts as well. So I hope that those of you on my channel, that you enjoyed this react to Neo Tarot's reading. And please check out her channel. There's the links down below. Take a look at it. It's right there. Take a look at her channel. Say hi to her. Leave a comment on her videos. Leave a thumbs up. Sub up to her. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, happy Halloween, everybody. Hope you have a very safe, happy, healthy Halloween. Be careful out there. And I'll see you guys later. Bye now.